much. That's, I'm fine. Thank you. They moved the ladder. No one told me. I usually... Am I all right? I may have a piece of hedge on me still someplace. What happens usually when I'm back there before the door opens, there are all kinds of people fixing my hair and my makeup and lint rolling me because God forbid I come out with lint on me. It's like you have to be perfect. The show's starting. There can't be lint on you. And everything must be perfect. And yes, this is perfection. And it is a big deal, though, when you notice that there's a little lint. We're kind of obsessed with picking lint off. I noticed that this weekend when, you know, if you ever notice lint on someone else, there are people who will just lean over and take it off of you. Even though they don't know you, they'll just be somebody that just leans over. It depends on where it is, you know. If there's lint like on your chest and you just see somebody coming at you like that. But I was at this place this weekend, and this woman was speaking to another woman, and I came in late into the conversation, and she had like a piece of towel on her face or something, like a huge piece of cloth that was, and you just, you know, for a while I just wondered how it got there and what it was. And then I thought she probably would want to know that, but it wasn't my responsibility. She had been talking to this other woman for a while, and clearly that other woman saw it, because that's the thing. Here we have this huge face. Some of us, not all of us, have a huge one, but... And then there's this one little tiny speck, and that's all we focus on, is looking at that little speck, you know? And then I thought, at what point do we tell somebody? Because, I mean, if it's a spider crawling on somebody's face, there's a spider on your face, you know? But where do you draw the line of, like, if you say there's lint or... Like, my waiter this weekend had, his zipper was down. And, you know, how do you tip for that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't think it was, you know, and what was he going for more or less of a tip? I don't know. What was he? So, because then I feel bad. First of all, I don't know him. I'm not going to say your fly is down. And also, then he's like, well, why are you looking there? And true, I don't know why I'm looking there. But you notice if someone's zipper's down, and yet you don't say anything, you know? But you do, I do tend to, if someone has food in their teeth, I'll definitely say, you have food. And then that's a commitment, because then they go where? And then you have to help locate it. Like, no, over. 4 over, more like that. And then they're just like finding it, you know, with their, and no, it's just still over more. Then they do the thing of the swig of water and start squishing around like some kind of jacuzzi going on in their mouth. Sometimes people will just do that hand motion of just kind of hoping that you'll mimic them if you just do that right there. And then they'll do it on the other side like that, and then you do the other side hoping they'll go back to the other side. That's what we do in Los Angeles. Nobody will really communicate here. In Los Angeles, it's just the hand motion because we're all like monkeys. We just do whatever somebody else does. If it's hip, we'll do that too. That's hip, you know. But New Yorkers will tell you anything. New York, you're walking down the street, and a total stranger will pass you and say, you've got donut on your face, and just keep walking. Because there's nothing worse. I want to be told, as embarrassing as it is, if somebody says something's on your face, I'd rather be told than at the end of the day, go home and have like a piece of spinach, and you know, it looks like one tooth is missing, because a whole, or grapes or raisins, those are bad foods. Like a skin of a grape just right on your tooth. And it's usually at the end of a day that you realize you've never smiled so much in your life. Like it was a really confident day where you're like looking at people. You know, now there are people at home just doing this. Because it makes you think about it, you know. I also, the funniest thing to me of embarrassing situations is when people are walking around with toilet paper stuck to the bottom of their shoe. There's nothing funnier than that. And the longer it is, the funnier it is that someone's walking with one long piece of toilet paper that they're just trailing around. And then it's funny at parties when somebody goes up to stand next to them and talk to them, and then it transfers to that person and they walk away with a piece of toilet paper. I tell people, though, I do. I hate when people, that's embarrassing. Like if someone's driving in the car and they're just so happy driving, singing along to the radio, and they don't realize when they've closed the door, their dress is caught in the door and dragging on the bottom of the street. That's horrible. I'll get out and I'll snip it off with scissors. That's